Hi guys, I'm Katie.
And I'm Angela.
And welcome to Scratch Acts.
Today we have a whipped vanilla bean cream cheese icing.
It is a great alternative to some of those denser cream cheese frostings that are a little bit more traditional. It's really great as a topping for a red velvet cupcake. It's good as a fruit dip because it goes lovely with some like strawberries and things like that. It's just a little bit lighter alternative to some of your heavier recipes, and we really enjoy it.
And of course, this is using all natural ingredients. There's not that many of them, and it's easy to make.
It's simple, and it tastes so much better than canned frosting.
So let's get started. We're gonna start by creaming 8 ounces of cream cheese with half a stick of butter. We're using our paddle attachment for our stand mixer because we wanna really cream it and make it nice and soft before we try and aerate it.
When you start to notice that the butter and the cream cheese are really well blended together and it becomes this nice pale yellow color, we're gonna then add our cup of sugar and beat that for 2 to 4 minutes.
Now that the sugar is mixed in, we're gonna remove our paddle attachment and put on the whisk attachment. Before we start whipping it, we're gonna wanna add a tablespoon of vanilla extract, just a pinch of salt because we're using unsalted butter today, and we're gonna wanna use 1 full vanilla bean. These are halves that we have, so we're gonna put 2 in.
Vanilla bean always takes things to the next level. Already the table and this space smells like vanilla just because of the bean being present. So it really brings a different, more rounded out vanilla flavor to your icing, which is better because it's not being cooked at all. So it's going to be served exactly how we make it here.
So we wanna scrape the pulp or the inside of the bean into our mixture.
So we're just gonna take aside our cream cheese mixture and whip up a homemade whipping cream using 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream and a little bit of powdered sugar. We're using 2 tablespoons for this recipe. Here we have a chilled bowl that we just kept in our freezer. We want our whipped cream to be very cold, or our bowl very cold. That way you're gonna get those nice firm peaks when the cream finally whips. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite things in all of cooking, including baking, is just watching cream to turn into whipped cream is incredible.
It's really fun because 1 minute it's liquid and the next minute it comes like pillows.
Yeah, and soft and fluffy. And I think that's one of the first times that we've ever done like a real cooking thing together. We were trying out to make our own whipped creams and things like that, and that was one of the first times we were like, this is something that we love to do together.
Yeah, we were like freshmen in high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was our first from scratch thing we made.
Yeah.
Was whipped cream.
Yeah. And here we are today,
sharing
it with you guys.
Aww.
Welcome to the club. Okay, so we're gonna add our cream cheese mixture that we just made into our whipped cream. We're gonna fold it at first, and then we're just gonna beat it on a relatively high setting to make sure they're both well incorporated and to really make this icing nice and fluffy, which this icing really is all about.
Exactly, we're looking for something that, unlike a traditional cream cheese icing, something that's gonna be airy, something that's not gonna weigh the
cupcake down.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so our icing is all set at this point. It's fluffy and soft.
So let's taste how this came out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mmm.
That is so good.
Right? And it's not overly sweet, but I think the actual vanilla bean gives it a very round flavor.
Yeah.
So next we want to show you how to use a piping bag so that you can make some pretty decorations with the frosting.
We're gonna start off with a container of some sort. It has to be able to put your bag inside and wrap around the edges. So it depends on your piping bag and it depends on your glass.
We are also going to be using a piping tip at the bottom of it. So that's what you want to put in first in your icing bag. You can also use the corner of a big zip top bag if you don't have specific piping bags. Put that at the very bottom, and it's not going to fit all the way, and that's fine. You just want to go all the way as it goes. Then you're going to put it in your glass, and you're going to just roll down the top of it over the glass. And this is why you want to use a glass that's going to be a little bit smaller opening, because that way you can get farther down into the bag.
Okay, so specifically for this icing, it is a whipped cream based icing. You're going to want to pipe it right away and then refrigerate your decorated cupcakes. Make sure to take them out of the refrigerator for about 15 to 30 minutes before serving. That way your cupcakes can get room temperatures and your frosting will keep its shape.
Now you want to very carefully, you want to pull up on the frosting bag and you want to squish it all the way down, as far down as it will go. And it's going to, might not necessarily reach at the bottom right now because there's going to be air trapped in the bag, and that's not a problem. Next, you want to go up to the top with a rubber band and just kind of seal it off as best you can. You're going to want to cut this so that the tip comes out the hole, but you're not going to want to cut it above where your piping tip is, because then the whole thing is going to just come out and it'll be a mess. You want it to rest inside of the
piping bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very carefully kind of squish it down and it'll bring it down as far as it will go.
So we're just gonna pipe a little flower design.
But there's lots of different fun ways you can decorate cupcakes.
So the piping on this will be a little bit more soft than some of the more denser buttercreams and maybe meringues that you can make. But it is gonna go better with some lighter, more delicate flavors like our coconut cupcake video, which we will be making soon. All right, well, comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know if you try the recipe out or if you have any alterations. Let us know what you do. We're very curious.
Exactly. Okay. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.
Take your cream cheese mixer. Cheese.
We are also going to be using just threw that around. I'm trying to think of not how to make this sexual.
Yeah.
I don't want the tip to come out the hole.
Yeah, I was laughing. I said that?
Yeah.
I don't know.